Andrew is joining us via Skype right now.
Yes, he is. Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Hello. I'm very well. How are you guys?
We're great, and we are big fans already.
Yes.
We understand you're
Thank you
joining.
very much.
Yeah, you're joining us from New York at the Autism Speaks offices.
I am.
Well,
Yes.
obviously you're doing some things with them.
Yes, doing a couple of things with them, and I'm also doing some work with the Tectonic Theater Project at the moment as well. So it's been a busy couple months.
Excellent. Well, we're going to get into that a little bit later, but first we would love to know, how old were you when you were diagnosed with autism, and tell us how you, in your own words from the clip, got better.
So I was officially diagnosed when I was about 2. It was about 1992, and you know, back then the information that was available wasn't really up to snuff. It's not where we are now. And my parents, my mom in particular, got very lucky because my uncle is a psychologist. And so at the time, he said, oh, there are these symptoms such as hand flapping and head banging. You should look into this thing called autism, because my parents originally thought that I was deaf. You know, I wouldn't look at them and I wasn't responding to anything. I got the diagnosis. It was autism through and through. I didn't get PDD-NOS or Asperger's. I got flat autism.
Right.
And I was then put into the Eden Institute, the Wawa House in specific, which is in Princeton, New Jersey. And the Wawa House was for 1 to 3-year-olds. And I did that for about 1.5 years.
And were you residential there? You lived in?
I did not live in, no. I would be driven by my grandma, actually. My grandma would drive me to the Wawa House, and then I would be there for pretty much a full standard school day, and then I would go home. And from there, after the Wawa House, I was put into a local special education class for autism, and I was actually the first one in that class because it was kind of the very first one. It was brand new. And then from there, I went from half special ed during the first half of the day, and then half preschool in the mainstream preschool. The second half of the day was with speech therapy and occupational therapy. And then from there, I did 3 quarters kindergarten, and then 1 quarter special ed with speech therapy, occupational therapy, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And they kept taking away certain things until eventually I had my IEP and 504 plan. By the time I was in high school, they were gone.
Okay, so you clearly showed progress, and you didn't have. Did you have an intensive, say, ABA therapy for like 40 hours a week, or was it more help you got at school?
During the early years, during Wawa House, it was definitely more intensive ABA. The first time I saw it actually was when I interned at the Wawa House when I was 18, and I saw a video clip of me going through the ABA, which I'm sure you could guess is a pretty strange thing to see, 20 some odd years later. And so I was held, and they would kind of redirect my face to the page and stuff like that. But in the preschool, it was more. It was a standard school day, and I would stay, I think, maybe an hour longer. And it was more basic. And then there was ABA involved in the preschool as well, although not to the extent of Eden, where it was 9 to 5 ABA. In the preschool, I still had the recess, and I still had all these things. And then as time went on, I would do speech therapy, occupational therapy, but those would be supplementary to the mainstream classes I was in.
Well, I think, Andrew, you can appreciate that parents like us watch you now, and we are filled with hope because you're doing remarkable things, included in this performance. And we really want to encourage people to watch this performance to see what is possible, but also to see some of the emotional things that you went through and that, maybe we're going to talk to you about if you're continuing to go through that. But where can they go to watch this video?
They can go directly to YouTube. They can go to YouTube and type in the search bar, "Where Are We Now?" Andrew Duff, and then it should be the first thing that pops up. They can also go directly to autismspeaks.org, because they have a blog post that I was featured on, the 10 amazing individuals with autism in 2013. if you look that up, you not only see my video, but you see 9 other, fantastic people and beauty pageants, music, singing, rap, everything.